Welcome to Rick's Corner. The man, the myth, the legend. Now on with the show.
John, I'm here with Rick today. Welcome to Rick's Corner. Rick,
Look at that. He opened the whole show for me. I don't have to do anything except sit here and just sit here and relax. Oh, with my swollen legs. You were talking about bodybuilders, competitive or just ones that train just for bodybuilding?
Well, I was saying the comparison between the ones that we see at the gym that look good every day, and they're super strong and they look fabulous in the gym. There's some guys in the gym that look great all the time, year round.
I see it all the time.
And they're strong. Everybody says, why don't you compete? For some reason, they don't have that motivation to compete. That's their business, okay? But I was pointing out the difference between guys like that I have all the respect in the world for them. I think it's great. And then we have the ones that, different animal now, the ones that when it comes to, I'm going to compete, I'm going on stage, they take a part of their lives, months at a time, it's self-induced suffering, okay, to get in the kind of...
Here's the thing, it's like being a pro golfer or a pro anything in sports. There's guys that go to the gym, they just want to look good, and they train hard, they don't ever compete because I did the same thing. Jay Cutler said, did you ever compete? I said, I did a couple of small shows when I started. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy getting on stage in front of everybody else. I mean, I'm not shy by any means. And being judged by two guys sitting out there that usually gay judges that don't even work out. You know, their favorite guy's on stage and he's going to win because they like him and they're doing whatever with him.
Subjective sport.
Yeah, so I thought, no, I'm just going to train to stay in shape and I'll take my arena to the ring and make money with my body, you know, showing it to the people who pay to sit ringside and watch me wrestle. Because it's still a performance, but I'm actually doing something.
Yes.
Not going through a series of poses, which I was good at and I did okay, but it just didn't interest me. I don't even like going to contests. Yeah. I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy crowds.
Yeah. No.
Jay Cutler, did you ever see me in the Olympia? I said, no. I've seen pictures. Well, it's not the same. I said, no, I'm sure it's not, but I don't like going to crowds. I don't go to concerts. If I go to the movies, I find a seat in front by itself.
See?
It's just the way it is.
See, now it's really interesting to me because we have, groups of people that, online, the guys that watch a lot of the videos, the ones that we've done the show on Rick's Corner, for example, and, the comments that are made, okay? Yeah. Honestly, and with all due respect, I put it out there that if you're not competing or have never competed before, then there's a lot you don't know. And the comments that come, honestly, sometimes they're talking out of their ass.
Well, getting ready for a show and staying in shape all the time are two different things.
Yeah.
I stayed in shape all the time because I trained with the guys in the 70s that trained for shows. And my diet was pretty much the same, but I didn't go down to that fine wear the week before where you're down to tuna and water and you're getting all the water out of you.
Man.
I didn't think it was necessary. I'd done it a few times and I said, no, this is not for me. But I can still stay in shape. I can still have my abs and do everything then. And people said, well, what did you guys do for cardio? I said, we didn't have any cardio then. There was no machines. It was just diet. And the diet was pretty simple. And they're trying to make it complex today with diets, the keto and this and that. It's basically high protein, low carbohydrate, no sugar, nothing white, no white flour, no white rice, no white sugar, no white bread, and you get lean.
Yeah, pre-contest, it doesn't even matter. Even the people who do eat carbs, they still have to cycle their carbs down, weekly to dig into those fat cells, So it's still challenging in that regard, okay? So, and also, I'm the natural guy and natural bodybuilding and all that, but the truth is whether you're doing it naturally or you're doing it, with help of the chemicals, it doesn't matter. They're both difficult. They're difficult to do. Dieting is hard no matter who's doing it.
Yeah, and people say, oh, steroids, they make a huge difference, and these guys are on drugs, and that's why they look like they do. It's not the answer. It's not going to make you a champion overnight. You've got to diet with it, and you've got to train hard. It's like anything. If you go to the doctor and you're sick, and he tells you to do certain things, you have to do those things in order to get well. And it's the same thing with bodybuilding. If you're going to take something, your diet has to be really, really good, and your training has to be really, really hard. Otherwise, it doesn't work. It just makes you fat and pimples.
Right. True. I really enjoyed, by the way, Tom Platz. Okay, remember Tom talking about, how the steroids don't make a champion. Like they don't make a champion. I love listening to him because I watched him train. You watched him train, but back especially in the early mid '80s, right? In the gym, at Gold's Gym, the gym would stop when that man would do dumbbell curls. It wasn't even squats. Everybody knew that when he squatted, everyone was watching.
Well, even leg extensions, he went beyond the last rep.
Yes.
Where he was just going through a motion. Yeah, that's just the way it is. That's
he
how hard
wanted it so bad. The training, the effort that he put out was so great that here was a man that no matter what, he believed deep down inside that if he didn't give everything that he had, he would not be satisfied.
This is true.
So it didn't matter. The chemicals didn't make a champion. Did they make a difference? Sure, they made a difference. But the reality is within that field, there's a reason why he rose up with lower than average genetics, right? I mean, he didn't have the best genetics. You could see the earliest pictures of him, right?
Right.
So I just use him as an example of somebody, him, the Rich Gasparis of the world.
Gaspari's the same way, trained like an animal.
Man, I mean, talk about an animal. I remember him back in 86, 87, walking into World Gym when it was in Marina Del Rey, right? 2210 Main, right? He came in, it was after the Olympia, he had taken second to Haney, I think it was in 80, oh boy, it was 87, 88.
Yeah.
And took second to Haney, and he's in the gym, come to work out the week after the show. And man, Joe Gold says, let's see what you look like, Rich. Clothes come off, okay? And he just starts posing for everybody. I looked at this guy, and I thought, man, this guy's amazing.
Yeah.
And the coolest part was watching him train. Even though it was just after a contest, he still was balls to the walls.
Yeah, the intensity's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's how you have to do it. Now, since I got out of the hospital, I'm training right now. I'm just doing like 2 exercises, 5 sets each, medium weight, but I make sure every rep counts.
Yes.
And just coming back after this thing we talked about, being down and sick, it comes back.
Yeah.
And it comes back quick. I don't have to go really heavy. I will go heavier in another month, but I got to get through this thing first. And it's definitely coming back every day really fine.
Well, your nervous system and your muscles, that's muscle memory, but it's also your nervous system. It knows how to connect. You have a good muscle connection.
And its diet, I mean, my diet's like really good.
Back on.
Back on.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the hospital.
How's that hospital food?
That sucks. They give you a little scoop of scrambled eggs with an ice cream scooper, and that was in the middle of the plate. I said, that's it?
No Jell-O?
Where's the Jell-O? So they finally brought me Jell-O.
Yeah.
No, I like the Jell-O. I mean, I got certain things that I asked for they bring me, but it's... now that food sucks.
No.
You can't bodybuild on that food, that's for sure.
So the whole reason I brought all this up is that, in my world, I see people today, it's a little bit different than it was, 20 years ago, right?
Yeah.
In the gym, we used to see guys all the time, they'd be training, dieting hard, the clothes, check posing in the corner of the gym, right? Whether it was at Gold's, World's, even your local gym, bodybuilders throwing it up right in the middle of the gym, right? And these guys were most of them were the competitive ones that had shows coming up, most of them. But man, and again, I'm showing respect both ways. I competed from age 18 to 52, and I got all the titles I wanted in the natural contests, but I was so happy to put in a long career, right? 17 to 52, 18 to 52, competing.
Yeah.
But so my whole thing was stage bodybuilding, competitive bodybuilding. And yeah, dieting kind of sucked when you watch yourself kind of shrink up in your clothes, right?
Yeah.
Because I was never that guy that looked big in my clothes in the gym.
Most of the guys who didn't look big in clothes look really big on stage.
That's right.
And most of the guys who look big in clothes, when they take their shirt off, they couldn't flex fat.
They were garbage. So I knew that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But the reason I bring it up is that with total respect to both ends, but know what we're talking about when we make reference to guys like Doug Brignoli. I brought him up before we walked in here, right?
Doug always looks good.
He's been competing for how many years?
Forever. Still.
Okay, so anybody who criticizes the man for how he looks, even today, he looks great now.
He does.
But anybody who criticizes him for that, he doesn't look like the way he looked when he won the University of America or this or that. Well, he's in his 50s. He's in his late 50s now, right?
58, I believe.
58. He's been going for at least 40 years, right?
Well, people don't know.
Pearls.
People don't know what they see. I'm in the gym and I'm using this cane because of my leg, and someone said to me, "Aren't you doing cardio?" I said, look, I have a cane. I can hardly walk. How can I do cardio?
Yeah, they assume a lot.
And then 20 minutes later, the same guy says to me, you're moving kind of slow. I said, you go through what I went through and see how fast you move.
Right.
At least I'm here.
Right.
And it takes a lot to get to the gym, and I get there, but I'm there. And that little by little by little will bring me back. But people, I mean, I want to train like I used to. I'll never be like I was at 30. I'm not, it's just not me. And I understand that, and I can live with that. But people say, oh, you look really good. You know, I mean, you're in good shape.
Right.
Well, I'm 74. I would hope I still look good. And a lot of guys don't. But I do take pride in how I look because I want to look good.
Yep.
You know, it's one of those things when you go out and people look at you and say, man, what do you do? You're in good shape. I work out how many days a week? 5, 6, 7 sometimes. How old are you? 74. 74? I thought you were like 50.
Nice.
I said, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going out with 22-year-olds.
Ooh.
No.
Now that's the way, right?
Yeah, it's okay. but something every day, no matter what it is in the gym, will keep you in shape. It doesn't have to be anything magnificent, but just something every day. Now,
right.
You guys talk about testosterone and steroids and how bad they are and it's not natural and this and that. But let me tell you something. My cardiologist put me on testosterone because mine was low. And he says, you need to come back. You know, you've had a little heart issue and you've had this thing in your leg, which was a, what did I say it was?
The vein.
It's a vein that I had closed and it became an edema. Not only edema, but it became like a clot. But it was...
Oh, you thought it was Baker's cyst.
Yeah, but it's not. But it was a big ball of old blood that got in there, got a lot of bacteria, and so it made 2 holes in my leg, and they have to drain it and pack it every day, and it's going to take another 2 weeks. But there are 2 holes, and they're deep holes. So that all figured into everything.
Man's been through a lot.
Yeah, but God, I can't think of the name. What's called?
Thrombosis? No.
No.
Clot? No.
What if you bang your head and you get something in your head? It's called a
edema.
That's not called an edema. It's with an A though. But
both of us.
Yeah, that's what it is. And so it's all gone now. All the blood's gone. This and this and this and this. So I said to him, I'm going to take the testosterone, 200 milligrams a week, get my strength back. I threw in a little DECA because DECA builds tissue, and then I do B12. About every 4th day I do a B12 shot.
Energy in there.
I happen to have about 10 bottles of GH, so I'm sitting around here. I have never gotten anything out of GH at all in my lifetime. So I said to my doctor, I said, I'm going to take 2 IUs a day, just 4 days on and a couple of days off, because I think it will help me regain my tissue and what I'm doing. So I'm not taking it to be big. I'm not taking it to compete. I'm not taking it to be the best guy in the world. I'm taking it to heal up my injuries.
Health, right?
My health, and it's actually working. I have a nurse that comes every day, and she says, my God, you're healing so fast. And she does my vitals and my blood pressure and everything is better than ever. So I'm on the right track. Now, to take steroids just to get big and to, it's an ego thing, no, I don't think it's a good idea. It's just not a good idea. People do that and they don't compete. They just want to be big and look at me. And the minute they go off, they lose everything.
Well, yeah, and I mean, look, I remember Lee Haney, when he was competing, and he was, he looked amazing, but when he got done, I remember the Olympias were all done, he had his own show, and you could see year to year, he was sort of getting a little bit smaller, more fit, but not necessarily big muscles. So, I always think of how, he seems like he's super healthy now. As he's getting older. I mean, I'm speaking totally by just what I see.
No, he is.
Okay?
I've talked to him.
Oh, good.
The thing is you have to let your ego go. Now, this girl is a trainer at my gym who knows me. She says, you've lost some weight from being in the hospital. She said, but you look better than you did before. I said, yeah, I've leaned out. I've leaned out, which I'm fine with. It's not an ego thing for me. I just want to be lean and hard. I don't care about being huge. Right. I don't need to be 240, 250. I'm 220 right now. So, I mean, that's quite a bit of weight, actually. But I'd much rather be leaner and just in good health. I mean, health is...
See, now I understand. I was showing respect to both sides a few minutes ago about the competitive guys who do their own thing, contests, and girls, by the way. I don't want to leave out the girls. A little bit of suffering going on to get in the best possible shape. And then over here we have a bunch of the guys and girls look fabulous in the gym only, not interested in competing, okay? But... look what you just said. You have your reasons. Rick has his reasons. There's a whole bunch of people in the gym that, for insecure reasons, are loading up on the drugs, want the compliments in the gym, want the compliments out in public, and and they swear to people that it's not the chemicals when people do ask, and they swear it's their great genetics. Now that to me is sad. But in the gym, the ones who are well adjusted or have it up here that, look, man, I just am not interested in competing, and maybe they do use it for an acting role, or they do use it for I don't know. Everybody has their own purposes, But if they're using, or even if they're not using, but look great in the gym, there's something about looking fabulous, and you know how it is when you're a little bit well hydrated and you look really good in the gym.
Yeah.
It looks great in the gym. It's not good for the stage, but it looks great in the gym.
Yeah.
So those bodybuilders, I love it when I see them in the gym, well hydrated, looking good. Off comes a shirt, boom, out comes a couple of great poses, and I mean, again, respect, all due respect over there too. I'm just talking about the differences between the guys that compete and the girls that compete and the ones that don't. So we have the ones who do and the ones
the girls almost work harder than the guys. They train really hard. I can name 3 major actors that all of you know right now that trained for movies and got in really hard muscular shape, and they took the juice, all 3 of them. And they're major stars. And then when the show was over, they went off. One of them started smoking again, and they just got back in the regular shape they were in. But they did it for the movie.
Right.
And if that's what you have to do, I guess that's what you have to do. But it worked. He got a trainer, he put him on a diet, he put him on some juice, and then the next thing you know, they're doing a film and they're ripped to shreds. And then afterwards, they're not anymore.
Well, they have their purpose, right?
That was their purpose. That's why they did what they did.
So yeah,
but you don't have to compete. You don't have to compete to be a champion. You can be a champion in your own right. If you train hard and you look good, you could walk down the street and someone says, "Well, oh my God, you look tremendous." You could tell them, even though you weren't, "Yeah, I won Mr. America. I won Mr. Universe." They'd believe you because they wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Of course. See, I get off on, every time I come here and Rick and myself, we get to talk about bodybuilding, even before we get on the camera. And this time we just kind of went on into it. By the way, you have any sponsors you need to acknowledge anytime soon?
No, I just want to mention that I'm getting a lot of orders right now for the Gold's Gym logo that I draw for people because they're giving them out as Christmas gifts.
Yes.
And I must be doing 5, 6, 7, 8 of them a day, and I got these ready to go out right now. So if you want to order one, now's the time. It's autographed to you, signed by me. It's the actual Gold's Gym guy that I drew back in '73, and I'll draw it for you. Not all of them are the same because each time I draw it, it comes out a little bit different. And it's $75 plus shipping, and you can have a piece of bodybuilding history to mount on your wall.
Get it. So what I was going to mention before we go
is
I love guys like yourself, Robbie.
Yeah.
Now, when I was at World Gym in Marina Del Rey before it shut down, I see Robbie all the time coming in to train. This was another guy. He just loved to train. He loved to talk bodybuilding. He loved to train bodybuilding. Everything about his life was bodybuilding.
And his diet is impeccable.
Still, right.
Still.
He was over here giving me tips left and right.
Oh my God.
Right?
The guy that he eats so clean, it's ridiculous.
And the shirt comes off right there in the middle of the gym.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Just ripped.
Amazing.
Never has a junk day. Doesn't eat any junk. How boring that is.
Doesn't believe in it.
Nope.
So you take his amazing genetics, combine it with that eating. He just loves the lifestyle.
Yeah, it's him. That's who he is.
And that's the part that I really admire in people. Just look great in the gym, fabulous physiques. I don't try and push them towards the stage. I ask them once or twice, and if they don't want to do it, great. But they're motivational and inspirational to me as an individual, even though I was always just interested in competing. But now at this point in my life, that's changed a little bit. I do things now more for heading towards getting a certain look from like my YouTube channel. Okay, by the way, can I mention it?
Yeah.
Mr. America Heart, 3 different words on YouTube, or you could search my name, John Hart, H-E-A-R-T. So it's M-R, and then the word America, and then the word Heart, H-E-A-R-T, with a space in between. Go to YouTube, check out my channel. I put up as much as I can, a bunch of great videos. I have 70, 100 videos up there right now. As many tips as I could put up on training, diet, exercise, and just,
that's great. Put it out there to help people.
Anything I could do.
I just want to say Arnold's back in the gym now for quite a while over at Venice.
Yeah.
And he had heart surgery. He had a lot of things go wrong for him. Being the governor just got him out of shape because, the way there's a lot of stress. And
right.
Diet's not good. But that man still looks okay, and he's still got the amazing bicep. It's just amazing how that just stayed there. And he got back in the training. He came right back in. He won't be what he was, but he still looks great. And there's a few guys like that I see over there that stay in shape over the years, and they're in their 70s.
Yeah.
So it can be done. Hulk Hogan too is another one. He stays in great shape, trains every day. He has a gym at home.
Yeah.
It's just a matter if it's at your lifestyle and that's what you want. And
Yes,
as you get older, you don't have to do the drugs to do that. If you've done them in the past, okay, you have. But it's just a matter of the muscle memory and just getting there and doing something for yourself.
Right. No,
it works.
No. And even then, look, even if they choose not to or choose to, we've already done shows on that.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know,
Yeah.
you see, I'm not judgmental about it, but sure as crap, don't be judging me for not choosing to do it, okay?
Yeah.
Sure as crap, don't hit me with the crappy comments all down below over there on Rick's YouTube, okay? So you can just say nice things, okay?
Well, that's the other thing about YouTube. You know, I get really good comments from everybody. If anybody says anything wrong, my fans jump on them right away.
Yeah.
We're just trying to give information that's honest information, that's fun to help others, and why criticize when you're trying to help other people?
No, it's true. That's why I come on by here, man. It's fun to do.
This list right here is my last show. I did a show on all the characters in the gym at Gold's in the 70s, and I probably have about 30 of them down there. They had the strangest characters in the gym, and Joe Gold had nicknames for all of them.
Yep.
It was a funny time for me to come to that gym and get to meet all these weird people. And this one guy gave his goldfish steroids. He injected them so the fish would get bigger. I mean, this is just...
How'd that turn out?
I don't know. He was crazy. He eventually died.
You know, Joe used to call me Spike.
Did he?
I had a nickname.
Yeah, he had a nickname for everybody.
I had spiky hair, like a high and tight.
He called me the sun-kissed kid because drasin rhymes with raisin. So...
Oh!
Yeah, it's just one of those things.
That's pretty good.
He had nicknames.
That's pretty good.
All right, John, thank you.
Thank you, Rick.
I'm going to have a little snack in the kitchen. We're going to
Yes.
put this thing in my computer and edit it down and put it up for all of you to see it.
Thank you.
So be sure and watch Rick's Corner. I'm back. I'm getting in good health. I'm going to bring more guests, and we're going to have more shows, and we're going to have a lot of fun.
Yes.
If there's anything special you want to see, just ask me. You asked me to get Ken Waller and some of these guys. I'd love to get Ken. You have to realize that some of these guys live out of state, so it's hard to get them on the show. You can do a Skype if they know how to do it. They got to know on their end how to do it. And Skypes are okay, but they're not really personal enough like this is. I like this better.
Sure.
But I'll do what I can. And getting Arnold's like pulling teeth out of a rhinoceros. You can't ever pin him down. He keeps saying yes, 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 but so far no, 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 and Frigno too. So,
You know what I'd like to see?
Yeah.
Can I make a suggestion?
no.
Eddie Giuliani.
I've had Eddie on 3 times.
I haven't seen his show.
I went to his house to interview him.
On Rick's Corner?
Yeah, he won't come here. He doesn't travel more than 2 miles. 'Cause
True.
He's a house rat.
True.
But I went to his house. We did it in the front yard. And we sat in his kitchen and had tea.
Oh, I need to watch. I apologize.
Yeah,
I have not
Eddie's great.
seen those.
He's a funny guy.
Oh, the best. The
Yeah.
best.
Funny guy. He could have been a
Yes.
comedian.
Yes.
All right, we'll see you guys next time. Take care.
Hey everyone, now you can have the Gold's Gym logo drawn by me, the artist Rick Drasin, personalized and made out to you and signed by me to frame and put on your gym wall or wherever you see fit to do so. It's a piece of bodybuilding history. It will never be duplicated again. It's the largest selling icon t-shirt logo in the world, and I'm the guy that drew it, and I will draw it for you. Just go to my website, rickdrasin.com, and order there. You can pay through PayPal, and it'll be sent out right away. And be sure to watch Rick's Corner for all the videos on bodybuilding, nutrition, fitness, pro wrestling, and anything that suits your interest as far as getting physically fit and being the best you can be from the golden era of bodybuilding.
It's Rick Drasin. He's the equalizer, baby. See you next time.